A Society Gone to Seed by Tim Roll Pickering, published on the 6th of the 7th, 03. The second story of both Sylvester McCoy and script editor Andrew Cartmell's tenure sees the show finding its new feet quickly. Paradise Towers is set in a world that is a far cry from the futuristic society seen in many previous stories. Instead of the pristine sets and corridors and structured societies of a handful of dissidents, we get a run-down, dilapidated building where society is broken down completely into the old, the young and authority, and a menace stalks the land, preying on the unsuspecting. The story is brought to life in an interesting style, with the robots being deliberately designed to look fun and childish until they reveal their menace, whilst even some of the performances are deliberately humorous in a send-up of those that they are caricaturing. The story is even notable for containing absolutely no continuity references whatsoever. All this combines to make Paradise Towers a strong story that shows there is a lot of life and originality still in the series, even in its 24th year. Stephen Wyatt's script is packed full of humour, such as the character of Pex, sending up the all-action heroes such as Rambo, who were prevalent at the time, or the scene where the Doctor tricks the caretakers of the rulebook, which has to be amongst the funniest in the series' history. But there's a serious point to the story as well, and the humour feels as though it is arising naturally. The plot is ludicrous when one thinks about it, but this isn't a story that invites the viewer to do that. Rather, it spends the first 3 parts showing the chaotic society and the mystery of who is carrying out the killings, and then sees the Doctor set out to put the world of Paradise Towers to rights. In many ways, the society is an interesting projection of many of the problems real-life commentators frequently identifying Britain, at least today: neglected, rubbish-filled streets, a complete lack of communication and respect between the authorities and the citizens, the young and gangs with no respect for authority, and individuals seeking to do good being cruelly mocked for their efforts. Against this, the entire story of Caragnon seems almost secondary. Sylvester McCoy's performance is more subdued here than in the preceding time in the Rani, displaying at times a sense of the manic when he finds himself short of time, but at other times showing a sense of forbearance and skill in the Doctor, bringing a greater sense of seriousness to the role. Bonnie Langford does well as Mel in this story, playing the innocent girl hunting the swimming pool, though the cliffhanger at the end of part 2 does have a lot of impact, because viewers knowing her unpopularity might wonder if she will indeed be eaten, and some might wish for it. The rest of the cast generally give good performances, though Richard Breers does not quite evoke the image of Hitler despite the costume and moustache, and when the chief caretaker's body is taken over by Caragnon, he plays the role as literally a walking corpse, which isn't the most effective, nor is it explained how the moustache suddenly grows. Nevertheless, the full cast bring the story to life. The production of the story is good, but the swimming pool is far from spectacular, but this is in keeping with the story's theme of expectations not being met. The lighting is subdued, and combined with the music, there is a strong atmosphere in the story that gives it a downbeat tempo that works perfectly. The sets are all suitably dirty, and the result is a story that really excels itself. At a time when even the heads of fandom were publicly questioning the quality of the series, Paradise Towers shows just what it is capable of by producing a strong story that it is all too often overlooked.